Hey guys, it's Brandon with Investment Joy, and I'm going to kill two birds with one stone today, and I'm going to give you guys an update on Eddie and the gym, and I'm going to give you guys my love of Star Trek, and all things Star Trek. And I've been wanting to include that in a video somehow, and I haven't figured out the right way to do it, and then I figured out we're going to do it with Eddie, who's not a Star Trek fan, but I am. And the reason we can include that is Eddie was involved in a movie production last summer for something called The Wager. And in that movie, there's a guy named Cameron Arnett, which I know all of you know immediately who that is. He played Ensign Mandel, Season 5, Episode 5, Disaster, where the Enterprise D hit a quantum filament, and Ensign Mandel was in ops, and he had to deploy the emergency bulkheads. And he saved the Enterprise. And this guy was in a movie here they shot in town called The Wager. It's about spoonies. Go figure that. We're doing a video or a movie, actual production movie, in town about substance abuse. It's about this guy who becomes a spoonie. He gets involved with a manufacturer. And Eddie over here, he's actually standing here in the background, Eddie was the location manager / scout for the movie The Wager. I'm slowly walking back to Eddie. There's stuff behind me. His gym's in his basement, and I come here and train on a weekly basis. So they shot this movie. Eddie was the location manager for the movie, which Cameron Arnett, Buster Douglas was in it. He got to play Buster Douglas's body double. He got to hold a shotgun and protect him from the cartel or whatever. I don't know what the actual story is because that's top secret. But on a weird, funny note, they they needed a People of the Rock house. I want to edit that out. They needed a house that someone that uses the rock might encounter or live in. And so Eddie said, hey, what dump do you have that we could use for the movie production? I said, I got a house that's abandoned that we haven't done in. And they refused it. It was too dumpy. So they used one of my other houses that was in better shape for filming because they had to use the house both for the location shooting. They had to have a Purse of the Rock yard sale, and they had to have a scene where he's contemplating suicide. It's going to be a wonderful movie called The Wager. It'll be out. Do you know when it'll be out?
It should be releasing sometime later this year.
Okay, so probably the end of 2020. Now, what does Star Trek and this movie have to do with the gym? It has everything to do with the gym because on the set, Eddie met a influential person, which is it surprising to you guys that you might meet an influential person on the set of a movie? And see, the thing is, like most of you guys noticed, Eddie is absolutely awesome at talking. He is insane at motivation. He motivates me in my workout sessions where I feel like dying. And he's great at it. I know he's smiling, and he could run this show as good as I could. But he met somebody, and they gave him a business card, and he brought the business card, and it's sitting right behind this camera, but you're not going to see it. They handed him a card, and he said, "Brandon, I met this person on the set of the movie. Do you think that they would be an asset in the future for your real estate stuff or for me or whatever?" And it's been sitting here, I think, right in front of the picture of his family for probably 6 months, maybe.
Yeah, about.
And I had a call Monday from somebody, and they said, "Brandon, we have a facility that we're wanting to sell in this area." And I said, "Okay, that's great. How much is it?" "Oh, between $500,000 and $1 million." And immediately I'm out because it's been already rehabbed. And if you watch my videos, I would much rather buy a rundown trailer park than I would a really good facility. So immediately went one ear, out the other. And then I started thinking about this gym video because as it stands right now, I've had messages for probably 500 people that have wanted to follow Eddie on his gym deal because like many of you and like me, Eddie's been through a lot of successes in his life and failures in his life. For the past 10 years or so, he has been doing nutritional consulting. He sells nutritional products. He consults. In the last video, I talked to you guys about how I've lost 70 pounds over the course of about 3 years. And nutrition has played a huge role in that. And Eddie, I'm not going to say it was a mistake, because Eddie is like one of the smartest guys I'll ever meet. But he made the choice to partner with a company, and they screwed him. He lost a six-figure income.
They say overnight. 60-day notice.
60-day notice.
60 days.
That his business that he had started from the ground up, granted, he was representing and selling nutritional products for a different for a company, and we've been asked. He told me don't say who it is, but some of you guys I'm sure already know who it is. And they pulled out the rug from him. And he and his wonderful wife and family have gone from a six-figure income down substantially less than that, which is why he wants to do the gym thing, because in a gym, he's not responsible to anybody other than his own self, which in itself is scary to be out on your own, but he also doesn't have to sell products for somebody else. He can sell them for himself. He can get his own clients. He can sublease space out and do all these things. Going back to this person he met on set, they deal with finance deals, very high-level finance deals, multi-million, multi-billion-dollar finance deals. And I've never had any sort of business that would make sense for one of these finance deals. And I realized that for this facility that's pre-rehabbed, ready to go, and Eddie's startup, we might be able to figure out a way to get Eddie finagled in on his gym facility with no money down, which Eddie could use because he lost a six-figure income. So I'm working behind the scenes, and this video is kind of like more of an update than anything else, because I'm not going to tell you, I can't tell you who the company is, what they're offering, because it's this major government program. And I don't want you guys to buy it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that either.
Yeah. I've had several companies contact me based on the gym video, which only has like 25,000 views, and they said, "Oh, you're doing a gym startup. When can I drive to town?" I almost said the name of our town. When can I drive to your town? Because they doxed me and they found out where I live and where Eddie's looking at facilities and stuff. And they said, "I'm willing to drive down there your next workout session and pitch you my gym equipment." So if you're watching this right now, I like you. You're a nice person, but it's crazy with these the social media deal. So in the next 2 to 3 weeks, Eddie's going to be calling and trying to set up some deals and making some calls and doing those things to see if there's a chance for him to get this facility for free.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like free.
Yeah. I'm a bigger cheapskate than Eddie is by far. He drives a Buick LaCrosse.
Pretty fast Buick LaCrosse.
It's an awesome Buick LaCrosse. And that he got a deal on.
Right.
Don't be misled. Eddie likes deals like I do.
I definitely do.
But he also drives a Buick while I'm still driving my 8-year-old Kia now that just hit 100,000 miles. So if you guys are wanting to follow Eddie's side of this, and I'm still going to be doing updates, but they're going to be like once a month. If you want to follow Eddie's update from his perspective on this stuff, or you have any interest in doing the nutrition, because he still does nutritional consulting, and I want to give him a shout out because he's trying to rebuild his nutritional consulting business after the rug was pulled out on him.
Right.
And like I said, I've lost 70 pounds. So, and Eddie's been great motivating on that. So I'm going to motivate him, hopefully, to get this facility started and some real estate, and he can get you guys motivated to get in shape for nutrition, and maybe you guys can lose some weight through that. So to get on Instagram, it'll be the first link below. Just click on it, and don't just follow Eddie. Send Eddie a message.
Right.
Because I've said that more than once on YouTube, my YouTube videos. If you have a question, or send me a message on Instagram, and I've only got like 500 to 1,000 messages on Instagram so now, and I've answered every single one of them. And so
And
send
I
Eddie.
will do the same.
And Eddie will do the same. I said, "You're okay with answering 100 nutritional related questions?" He said, "That's my life, Brandon. I love doing it."
That's what I do.
So if you have any nutritional questions, answer Eddie from that. Send Eddie a message, but also you can follow along with his deal on Instagram. But I wanted to give you guys kind of an update and weasel my way into talking about Star Trek. Have you watched The Expanse, Eddie?
I have. It's one of my favorite shows on Prime.
That's what I thought. Eddie's watched The Expanse, and I haven't.
I am into all kind of Star Wars, Star Trek.
He's big into sci-fi,
that's
but
my job.
he has managed to watch The Expanse.
I can't believe you haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I know. Ben tells me all the
I'm
time.
gonna start telling you about it if you don't start watching.
Yeah, it's awful. Ben and Eddie have watched The Expanse, but I hold the record for watching every single episode of Next Generation. So, okay, I'm glad that I've weaseled my way into Star Trek on a video finally. So, if you have any questions on nutritional stuff, get a hold of Eddie. Otherwise, this is part number 2 of the gym startup. Follow along with Eddie, but I will be doing a part 3 here from my perspective of what Eddie's doing, or you can follow with Eddie on Instagram and follow him from his perspective.
And on a side note, you mentioned Cameron Arnett.
Yes.
Phenomenal guy.
Yes.
Got to spend some time with him. Really good guy.
He's a wonderful human being. Eddie's told me all about him, and it's great. He came back to town. I sat across from him in Rochester's, and I was geeking out. And I'm like, I'm sitting right next to a guy, like 2 tables away from a guy that saved the Enterprise by deploying emergency bulkheads. It was great for me. So, all right, thank you guys for watching. Follow along with Eddie. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you haven't.
Cool.
Notice the shirt.